Hey everyone, today we're going over taxes and particularly TurboTax software. By the end of this video, you're gonna be able to file your own taxes with TurboTax if you're in Canada, and you can follow these steps through even if you're in the US. It's very similar. So let's get into it. So today we have Jeff with us, and Jeff is just gonna help us to see what the average tax person is like, what they are really looking for when they're stepping into a tax facility. Hey Jeff, where are you from?
Well, hey there, I'm Jeff, and I got 2 kids. I live in Canada.
So Jeff, what about retirement? Do you pay anything into retirement?
Well, yeah, I have some RRSPs that I contribute to.
What kind of job do you have? And from that job, do you get any sort of T4s or anything like that?
This year especially has been really hard for me because this year I actually had to apply for that CRB benefit. So I'm not really sure I filed my taxes for that. So if you can help me out with that, that'd be great.
That's great. And you can absolutely file for that. So we're going to walk you through how to do that, Jeff, how to file for your CERB, how to put in that T4, how to apply for your RRSPs. Is there anything else?
Yeah, so I'm what you might want to call a philanthropist, a philanthropist. I give money to charity, and yeah, I've been taking some courses.
Did you buy any cryptocurrency? Did you sell any cryptocurrency or anything like that?
Yeah, well, actually, back in like 2017, when the Bitcoin was going to the moon in August, I sold a bunch of that Bitcoin. So do I need to claim that? Is that something, or can we just like keep that on the down low?
No, Jeff, you're definitely going to need to claim that because you're going to need to want to know whether you made gains on that or losses. And if you made losses, then you can actually claim those against capital gains in the future, definitely. Or you can go back 3 years and you can claim those against capital gains that you had in the past as well. So you'll definitely want to claim that, and we'll want to see when you purchased, where you purchased, and how much you purchased and how much you sold. And that'll give us a good idea of your crypto gains. And we'll walk through that as well. Probably not today because it's going to take up a bit too much time, but we'll walk through that maybe tomorrow. Okay, Jeff?
Yeah, that sounds really good. Thanks.
So Jeff came to me to get his taxes done, and I said, you know what? I'll do your taxes and show you how to use this platform, and then next year you can do them on your own. If all you have is a T4, then you can do them for free, which is pretty awesome. Or for like 30 bucks, you can do a pretty complicated tax profile on TurboTax. So a brief overview of TurboTax. TurboTax has actually been around since 1997. Some of you, that might be older than you. And for some of you like me,
97, how old is that?
13, I was 13. I wasn't doing taxes then or investing. Now, if I was Warren Buffett, I probably would have been investing, right? Now, TurboTax can cover you no matter how simple or how difficult your return is. My own personal returns are not super difficult, but we do have some rental income from a trailer that we rent. We have some RRSP deductions. We have T4s. We have charitable givings. And these are just some things that I do on my own. And TurboTax like walks you right through the whole thing. And it really helps you to see even just the different credits that are available. If you don't want to go onto the Revenue Canada website and check out, oh, how many credits are available this year? What are available? TurboTax really prompts you with those things and tells you, hey, these are the credits that are available this year. You're gonna wanna check those out. Another option for you as well is you could pay TurboTax employees to do your taxes for you. You would just have to forward your taxes to them and they'll do it for you.
Or if you're self-employed, they'll do your taxes for $129.99.
Seems a little high for me, but you know, if you're self-employed and you have a ton of receipts, maybe you just don't have time to sit down, crunch all those receipts, figure out how much of your house expenses you need to deduct, all these things. And sometimes it is just worth it to hand it over to someone else to finish for you. When I first started filing my own taxes back in 2003, I know I'm super old, around 2002, 2001, I had actually gone to a company called H&R Block and had them do my tax. And they tell you, you know, you can get a return right away. And I paid $70 for them to do my taxes, and it took about 5 minutes. And as I was sitting in there, I was wondering, I could probably do this on my own. And I'm a geek enough that I like diving into taxes and just reading what kind of credits you can get. So I just do my taxes on my own now. And that's completely fine as long as you have everything in front of you. So one thing I want to caution you against is don't be claiming things that you have, first off, you don't know if you can claim them. And usually if you don't have receipts, don't claim them. That's where you should seek financial advice. And with that being said, this is not financial advice. This is completely entertainment. This is a hobby for me. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a tax expert. So just take this all with a grain of salt. And one last thing before we get started, it says you can file with your phone. I wouldn't recommend filing on your phone unless you have like a T4 and that's it. And you only have to fill out like 2 boxes. That's the only way that I would ever file on my phone. One thing I want to mention, if you haven't bought TurboTax already, is if you click the link below on Rakuten, sign up there. I know not many people sign up for this site, but if you sign up for Rakuten, you're gonna get 15% off on TurboTax and you're gonna get 4% cash back in your Rakuten account. So why wouldn't you do that? It's extra money. And also if you sign up with my referral code, that's gonna help out this channel and it's also gonna give you some extra cash back in your account there. So just wanted to make sure that you guys check that out. And let's walk into how to file your taxes with TurboTax. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna do after we have our have everything laid out is we're gonna go to the TurboTax website. So let's get on there right now. So we're gonna jump on to the TurboTax software. We're gonna put our password in. You're gonna get a verification code. So once you get into the software, you're gonna need to just walk through each of these things methodically. So do you have children? Jeff does have children. First name. So he's got a son and a daughter. So it even says here, any materials purchased to help with homeschooling or virtual learning for your dependent do not count as eligible expenses. So we'll just smash like on that and say thank you Canadian government for not allowing any of that. So what you can do is you can go to Netfile and you can get a code that will give you an extra layer of security. You can use that if you'd like. You don't have to. So it's going to ask about your spouse and yeah, Jeffina didn't make any money. Are you claiming the spousal amount? Absolutely. She's self-employed? No. Nope. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay, moving on. So in the TurboTax software, it's going to tell you some of the new things that are being offered for credits for the year. So they have employment benefits. If your employment was affected in 2020, you should receive a slip reporting these amounts. Maybe that includes CI, CERB, any of those things. Those amounts are going to be reported on your slips. Work from home expenses. You can claim expenses if you work from home. Childcare costs, payments made for childcare. Even during COVID, closures may be eligible for expenses. And the training credit and digital news subscription credit, which I had talked about in a previous video, so just check out that other video. Also a climate action incentive credit. If you want, you could actually link your CRA account and it will autofill everything for you, which is super easy to do. I don't usually do that, but you can do that if you feel like you want to do that. All right, so now it's going to walk you step by step through each of all of the processes to file your taxes. So let's get into this. All right, so one of the things that it's going to show you is going to show you right at the top of the page an amount that you are currently going to get for a refund, and that's going to change throughout the time that you actually process everything. So let's start out here. We're starting with our income. What kind of income are you going to claim? So we have a T4 employment income. So this says it's optional. So you can put in who the employer is, MDF plant, province of employment, it's in Ontario. And then on your T4 slip, it's gonna have all these boxes. So you're gonna look for each of these boxes. For example, box 14 is your employment income. So let's see what Jeff's employment income was. Jeff's employment income was $15,000 last year. Now we'll go over to box 22, how much income tax Jeff paid. Jeff paid a lot of income tax, and he paid $6,500 in income tax. How much were his CPP contributions? So his CPP contributions were $800. His EI insurable earnings was $15,000. His CPP earnings was also $15,000. And then Jeff had some EI premiums of $350. Now you're gonna notice on Jeff's sheet that he has some extra boxes that he has to fill out, and that's because of the CERB. So those boxes will be on his T4. Will you claim employment expenses for working at home during COVID income for this T4? Yes. So if you look at the boxes on the bottom, you have box 57. It's going to tell you how much Jeff made in that time, 800. And then box 58 is 1100. Box 59 is 600. And then box 60 is 900. So far, it looks like Jeff is getting a pretty decent return at $9,000 this year. We're done with T4 slips, T4A. So we're gonna enter a new T4A for Jeff. I'm gonna look for box 197. So here's the COVID-related benefits. Depending on what benefits you've received this year, you're gonna have to claim these on this form on the T4A. So if you receive CERB, you're gonna claim it on 197. If you receive the Canada Emergency Student Benefit, 198. Canada Emergency Student Benefit for eligible students with disabilities, 199. Provincial Territory COVID-19 Financial Assistance Payments, 200. Canada Recovery Benefit, 202. Canada Recovery Sickness Benefit, 203. So Jeff did receive $8,000 for his COVID relief benefits, and that's the only box that Jeff has to fill out for this T4A. So this is all the income that Jeff has this year. So we're going to continue. Now they're going to ask you just if you want assistant review, if you want premium. My advice would be that you don't get the assist and review. If you're unsure, then fine. Get the review part. It's going to be a little bit extra, but if you get audited and you have all your receipts in place and you're sending all the information back to the CRA, you'll be fine. All right, so RRSPs. So this limit you'll actually find, and it even says here, you'll find it on your assessment for 2019. So check out where you can find that limit. So Jeff had contributed $1,000 to his RRSPs. So we made an RRSP contribution. Oh, that's the right amount. So Jeff had his RRSPs with Wealth Simple. And his contribution till December was $1,000. And he's done with RRSPs. So you just check over to see if there's anything else here, and there's not. So deductions. Did you pay for childcare? No, they didn't. Claim for dependents, tuition and education. We can review them. So they also give you updates on like different things that you can do for RRSPs and that. I'm not going to talk about that today. All right, so in your student profile, you're going to want to fill this out so that you can claim that student credit if you've had tuition in past years, and make sure to check out on your notice of assessment that you actually have that credit. Go back to 2019. Again, look at my previous video. I explained that. Go to your 2019 assessment, see if you have that credit. The maximum amount you can get is $250. So U of T paid $5,000. Part-time months, 12. Done with tuition fees. So here's where looks like you're eligible to receive that training credit. And if Bill got that training credit, you can just add that. So this tells you right here, total Canada training credit that you're able to get, which is $250. Yes, you do want to claim that. As the unused tuition amounts can be used to reduce your taxable payable to 0, and you can carry any unused amounts forward. How much do we want to carry forward? We're going to carry $4,000 forward. All right, so Jeff had also made some donations, right? He had made some charitable donations. So we're just going to look at the donations profile and move forward. We can add some donations for Bill. So he made a donation to World Vision. What TurboTax will do as well is they will optimize your taxes and make sure that you're not claiming taxes that you don't need to. So Bill has $1,000 in RRSPs. He doesn't have to claim that because it's not actually going to lower his tax base. Bill has donations that he made. He doesn't have to claim that this year because it's not going to lower his tax base. He's not going to get more of a refund if he claims them this year. And that's something that you might miss out on if you were just doing your taxes on your own. And TurboTax makes sure that you don't miss out on them. One thing you could do as well is you can just search for some of these things. So you can search for work at home benefits. You can look for that. You can also go to the help section and ask maybe for some keywords. Work from home. And it'll give you, it will send you to a forum where you can actually find out, oh, where do I claim this? How do I fill out this form? How do I do this? And there's a lot of resources in TurboTax that will really help you out with that. So this is asking, did you receive any of this? No, I didn't. Were you required to work from home for 4 consecutive weeks? Yes, I was. And were you required to pay for expenses related to? Yes, I was. So if you say no to either of these, then you're not actually going to qualify. What do you want to do? Do you want to do a detailed method? If you do a detailed method, you're going to need that signed T2200S from your employer. In order to do that, you can do the flat rate method, and what you're going to do is put in how many days you worked. So Jeff worked 200 days, which is the maximum. So this is also saying don't include any expenses from rebate for property and services brought into the participating province. Do not include any expenses for which you pay the AHST on, if you qualify for any of this. What they also have in here is they have like a RRSP Optimizer. So you can see, okay, what if Bill gave an extra $8,300? He would get $600 more back. But Bill's giving $1,000 and he can't give any more back because it's past that time anyway. Because you only have up until March 1st to be able to change that. So if you file your taxes before March 1st, you can do that. But if you file it after, you can't really add more. So this is going to give you your summary, your student summary, total unused tuition, total tuition, what you're going to be able to carry forward. You're going to be able to print this all off right at the end of the process anyway. So then this is going to be a summary of all your federal deductions. So this gives you your non-refundable credits and then your refundable credits. So what this is right here, non-refundable is going to lower your tax base. What they do is they take those non-refundable credits and they multiply them by 15%, and then they apply that to whatever your whatever your personal amount is, whatever your personal income amount is. So you can see that in 4276 is what his credit's going to be. If you donate to a political party, this is separated out here. Labor sponsored.
If you're a logger, federal logging.
Then these are refundable credits. So these are actual credits you're going to get back in cash. So Canada pension overpayment, EI overpayment, climate action incentive of $600, Canada workers benefit, Canada training credit, and then the tax that was deducted, he's getting that all back as well. So what kind of credits does Jeff have? Is Jeff, did they occupy separate buildings? No. Are they a senior homeowner? No. Focus flow through share tax credit. If you're not sure, you can always click it and see what it is. Self-employment? No. Opportunity fund? Definitely not. If you guys know what that is, that's actually, so you can send money back to the Ontario government if you receive a credit. So, did he rent a property? Yes, absolutely he did. Northern Ontario? Is he from Northern Ontario? No, he's not. What's his address? 1234. 1234. Billy Drive. Number of months, 12. What did he pay in taxes? So this year he paid $5,000 in taxes. Payment type was property tax. Does he want to get a lump sum? You can choose to wait till June 2022 to get your 2021 OTB payment. So that means you're just going to get one payment in June of 2022. No, you kind of want to get that money back right away. Student residence credit? No, we didn't live in a student resident. So it says here, click enter T-slips to enter your Ontario Focus flow through resource expenses as reported in T101. So he doesn't have a T101 and there's no T513 either. So we're going to skip that. Climate action incentive. So only one person can claim this incentive. So Jeff is going to, or Bill's going to claim it. Jeffina, no. Anytime in 2020 were you exempted from income tax Canada because you were an officer or servant of the government? No and no. No child special allowance. Oh, one thing I want to point out about this is that it's actually a refundable credit. So refundable credit means that you're going to get that money back right away. Right, so where did Jeff live? Did he live in any of these? No, he lived in just a small town. All right, so you're gonna have to read through all these conditions and make sure that you qualify for this credit. So were you a resident? Were you under 18 years of age? For the purpose of climate action incentive, a qualified dependent needs to meet all of the following conditions. So does Jeff want to claim Jenny's credit? Sure. So you're gonna get also a $600 climate incentive credit. So, and then this will again give you a summary of what your Ontario tax credits are gonna be for this year. And then we're at review. So often throughout this, Turbotax is going to say, hey, limited offer, hey, sign up for this, hey, sign up for this. And I usually don't sign up for those things. But again, like I said, if you are not comfortable with what you've done, then you can get an expert to review. It's going to cost you an extra $40. Do you want to claim the Canada Worker Benefit? Sure, why not? So the Canada Worker Benefit, it tells you right here what it is. It's designed by the federal and provincial governments to encourage and reward low-income families and individuals in the workforce. So it's to help them to continue to work. So if you are employed, you can receive this Canada Workers Benefit. If you're not employed, then you can't receive this Canada Workers Benefit. So it's you're employed and you actually fall below a certain income, then you qualify for it. So do we want to apply for it? Absolutely. Okay, so Jeffina was, does she claim for the disability? No. So it says they run the numbers and it looks like your refund or reduce your balance owing by $1,872. So then at the end of your review, it's actually going to show you some warnings and some things that might be kind of out of place. Do you have unused tuition fees? You need to indicate whether you have tax on split income. So you can click that review and it will bring you back. And no, it doesn't apply to me, so you're just going to ignore that then. Do you want to transfer some to a support? No, I'm just kind of done with the warnings here. And then that's it. And then by the end of this, you can click certify. And after that, it's going to bring you to net file, and you're going to be able to file your taxes. And when you file with net file, if you have a return, you'll receive your return within 1 to 2 weeks. The Canadian government says they want the returns to be processed within 2 weeks. And from my own experience, I usually get my return back within 5 days. Do I like getting a return? I actually don't. I try to limit the amount of taxes that I pay. And I'll do further videos on how you can lower the tax that's coming off your paycheck. And we'll cover that in another video. The next video I'm going to do a short video on just covering off crypto and what that's going to look like. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope this was really helpful for you and was really able to show you guys how easy it is to file your taxes and how easy it is for TurboTax just to walk you through everything. Now it takes a long time and I sped this up a lot, but it's really just sitting down for a couple hours, filling it out. Jeff here's got almost a $9,500 return coming his way because of not really because of filing this way, but he can see that now. He doesn't have to guess. He doesn't have to rub his hands together and hope that his tax advisor does the right thing. TurboTax will walk you through it. And I hope this video has been really valuable to you. See you later. Bye.